Again, to heal then is to correct perception in your brother and yourself by sharing the Holy Spirit with him. This places, correction of spelling, this places you both within the kingdom and restores its wholeness in your minds. This parallels creation because it unifies by increasing. And integrates by extending. What you project, you believe, and vice versa. What you believe, you project. There's no choice about it. It's absolute. It's going on every moment of every day. What you believe, you are projecting. And what you are projecting, you believe. This is an immutable law of the mind in this world as well as in the kingdom. However, the content is different in this world because the thoughts it governs are very different from the thoughts in the kingdom. Laws must be adapted to circumstances if they are to maintain order. The outstanding characteristics of the laws of mind as they operate in this world is that by obeying them, and I assure you that you must obey them, you can arrive at diametrically opposed results. Now, when I say you must obey them, whatever you believe governs you absolutely. Whatever the laws are associated with what you believe, they govern you absolutely. Why? Because you believe them. And you bring all of your capacity as the Christ that you are to everything you do, whether you're doing something ignorant or doing something enlightened. Again, the outstanding characteristics of the laws of mind as they operate in this world is that by obeying them, and I assure you that you must obey them, you can arrive at diametrically opposed results. This is because the laws have adapted to the circumstances of this world. In other words, this is because the laws have adapted to the circumstances of the definitions you have made about the kingdom of heaven that you are calling this world, in which diametrically opposed outcomes are believed in. Believed is the key word. The laws of mind govern thoughts, and you do respond to two conflicting voices. You do respond to two conflicting voices. That's why it is essential to move into a singularity in order to wake up, because that's the way you abandon the second voice, the voice for fear, and yield to the voice for truth. Continuing, you have heard many arguments on behalf of the freedoms which would indeed have been freedom if man had not chosen to fight for them. That is why they perceive the freedoms as many instead of as one. Yet the argument that underlies the defense of freedom is perfectly valid. Because it is true, it should not be fought for, but it should be sided with. Do you see the shift of perception there? We're talking about one thing, two different ways of looking at it. One is from a standpoint of defensive, separated isolation, and the other is from the state of singularity. You see, The capacity is there, but you're choosing the unintelligent thing. You fight for something instead of siding with it. And so many of the shifts of perception that you will experience will be subtle like that. Easily understood, but subtle. I was simply putting the emphasis in the wrong place. I don't have to fight for it. I have to side with it. You see? Waking up will be fascinating, really interesting. But you must not look for enlightenment to provide you with more refined defenses. Enlightenment will say, you need to shift your weight to the right instead of the left. You need to be willing to be defenseless and extend rather than defensive and bargain. You see, it's not a big earth-shaking thing. The result, though, will be very different. And it doesn't call for a capacity you don't already have. You already know how to shift to the left. If you know how to shift to the left, you already know how to shift to the right. If shifting to the left doesn't contribute anything, you can easily see that you don't want to do that, and you can say, okay, I'll shift to the right. And yet something more than a simple shift has occurred. Something, a capability you already had. The more that happens is that shifting to the left was self-protective. The shift to the right is loving. One is an extension, and one is a securing of a small tightness. Those are significant differences that teach entirely opposing things. And the messengers they send out bring back entirely different confirmations. And the quality of your life is absolutely governed by such a simple shift of emphasis. So I hope that clarifies for you what I'm saying when I say that all of your capacities as the Christ that you are present, are functioning, and you are utilizing them. It's just that you're utilizing them in unconstructive ways. So we're not talking about learning new startling capacities, but a more intelligent use of the capacities you already have. My intent is to convey to you that you are already empowered fully to wake up. So you can abandon the ethic of self-improvement and begin to pay attention to what you will find revealed to you if you go within to the place of excellence and listen to the Holy Spirit, who can help you recognize the proper use of your divine capacities so that you may utilize them and claim them or own them as yours, and in that owning of them, recognize that by golly, Raj is right. I am the Christ. I am the son or daughter of God. I really am. I'm experiencing it not intellectually, but experientially. You see? Continuing, those who are against freedom believe that its outcome will hurt them, which cannot be true. But those who are for freedom even if they are misguided in how to defend it, are siding with the one thing in this world which is true. You see, it's only your habit that thinks that something new will need to be defended. When you are learning how to ride a bicycle, you naturally want to know how to defend yourself against falling down. And the interesting thing is, if you'll remember back, you never did find out how not to fall down. What you found out was how to ride a bicycle. You found from releasing yourself from a defensive standpoint and experimenting, I'm going to say, that you were able to find something you had never had an experience of before, and that was the experience of balance. And once you found the experience of balance, freedom was available to you, and defense against falling down left you. Bargaining versus healing. Tininess, separateness versus wholeness, singularity. Bargaining, fighting for your safety versus yielding into a new way of being what you've always been, with a new experience of balance that provides you with the simple awareness that all the defense that you thought was essential is unnecessary and meaningless in light of the freedom to be present with the movement of creation provides. As I said before, nothing will more quickly put you in the position for forward movement, and nothing will put you in a position more quickly of recognizing what keeps you from moving forward than making the shift from getting to giving. As a practice, as an embodiment, as something you don't keep secret in your mind, but as something which you express in the world, in your actions toward others, an object of your affection, as an expression of caring. Enough said for today. I love you. And I look forward to being with you next week, Easter Sunday. Don't make a big deal out of it. Okay.